April 16th, 2013. Oh my god, I'm so fucking angry! So, remember how I said I take night classes at the community college? Well, the class I take is trig, which I'm not that good at, but I'm trying my best. But there's this girl named Amy who sits a few desks away and she's a total bitch. She talks so much and her voice carries across the room when she says, "Oh my gosh, like whatever," all the time. As if that wasn't bad enough, she's always making fun of me. We left that shit back in high school. She's so stupid! Anyway, she makes fun of me because I don't dye my hair and I don't wear very heavy makeup. I'm sorry, Amy, but I like my long, pale blonde hair. How many girls are blessed with natural blonde hair like mine? Most girls would kill for it. Luckily, I didn't have to. Anyway, last night, Amy just made me crack. I was wearing one of my favorite shirts that I took from a girl I killed. It's baby pink with a cartoon cat on the front, smiling with a heart in the speech bubble above it. I was also wearing just an old pair of jeans and my white canvas shoes. But Amy had the gall to start making fun of my shirt, saying it was childish and that I should grow up. Me? Grow up? You're the one teasing me, stupid bitch. Plus, obviously her body grew with her attitude and not her age. She's practically flat-chested with no shape whatsoever. I, however, am a healthy C-cup and have a pretty nice set of hips topped off with a great ass, thank you very much. Sure has helped me to lure a number of male victims, that's for sure. Now, I acted the way I always did when Amy was teasing me. I stayed silent, looked bored, and went to my seat. My other classmates were not, nor have they ever been, impressed by her behavior. In fact, before she started her little show, I got many compliments on my shirt from the other girls. I like compliments, it makes me feel good. Even as the lecture started, she went on and on and on. Our teacher, Mr. Perkins, got fed up with her and made her sit outside, then gave her extra homework. I would consider this sufficient punishment if it didn't happen all the time. Oh, no, I was sick of it. Every single night. So here's my plan. Tomorrow night, I'm going to stalk her when she heads home in that disgusting baby puke green Volvo of hers and get her as she's going to bed. That way, her house will be dark and I can play the Night Creeper game with her. It's a game I made up based on the cliché serial killer in your dark house thing. I'll make odd noises like some kind of ghost to get her all paranoid and then I'll emerge very slowly. Oh, but I don't want to ruin the surprise for you. You'll just have to wait until tomorrow night. Sometimes I ask myself, why do I keep killing people? Well, ever since I killed my boyfriend years ago, I've been so addicted. The feeling of excitement as you sneak up on your prey, the wonderful sounds of screaming and crying, the soothing feel of soft organs and blood, and the strangely satisfying smell of ripped flesh and exposed innards. I just love it. Nothing else in the world makes me feel so alive. Ironic, huh? The thing that makes me feel alive is death. I have killed for revenge just as much, if not more, as I've killed for fun alone. One day I was walking downtown to get a smoothie when I heard muffled screams. Let me just say that downtown is very filthy and a very dangerous place to be walking around. But I always have my knife, Claudia, with me. I followed the sounds of the screams and ended up in a dark alley. Wow, that's not cliché at all. Why do they always pick the obvious spots? Anyway, I walk forward and see two shadows fighting with each other, one significantly smaller than the other. Upon closer inspection, I see a young girl, couldn't have been older than 15 or 16, being attacked by a horrid, greasy man with ripped clothes and dirt on his hands and face. The girl was screaming, her short brown hair messy from her wild struggling. Rape is the worst crime imaginable. Genocide is bad, murder is bad, torture is bad, but rape beats all of them by a long shot. The victim has to live with those memories. I'd rather be murdered than being forced to remember those kinds of things. This disgusting man was definitely trying to take advantage of the girl, because he was attempting to rip her clothes. Oh no, sir, I won't have that. I came forward and shouted at him to stop. He and the girl looked at me, the girl's face red and shining with tears. The man spat on the ground, shoving the girl to the ground and approaching me. I didn't move. He started threatening me as he advanced. Right as he grabbed my upper arms, I shoved the knife into his hip. He recoiled and I sprang again, kicking him to the filthy ground. The girl was too horrified to make a sound, I could tell by her breathing. The man fought me, but I'm so much stronger and quicker than I look. I stabbed a hole through his palm as he tried to grab my throat, and he cried out in pain. I took this opportunity to thrust the knife into his crotch. Not sure if I hit his penis or scrotum, but either one would do. Now he was in so much pain he couldn't move. This meant I could finally have fun with him. I was trying to think of a body part I haven't studied much, and decided I wanted his skull. I slowly pressed my knife to his temple and cut around his cheekbone and down to his chin. He yelled and sobbed, and I did the same to his other side. Then I cut a horizontal line across his forehead, and then a vertical one leading from that line all the way down to his chin. The nose and the lips were harder to cut through, so I had to press a little more firmly. The sound of cartilage in the nose being split was great. It sort of sounded like an egg popping in a microwave. His screams were starting to get on my nerves, which is rare for me, but I wanted him alive as long as possible. I started neatly prying the skin from his face, exposing the muscles and nerves beneath. I cut out his eyes and shoved one into his mouth, covering it with my hand and forcing him to eat it. I could tell he wanted to spit it out, but I made him chew and swallow, and when I uncovered his mouth, he vomited! Ew, it was so nasty! I punished him by cutting out its tongue. I tossed the other eyeball behind me, and then the tongue followed. Haha, you can't see, you can't talk, you can't fuck, what else do you have to lose? Oh, your life! I said, giggling. I couldn't help myself. I was giggling so much. I went back to my original task, slowly scraping off the meat from his face with my Claudia, which I had just sharpened recently, so it made clean work of the job. Even though he couldn't say words, the man still screamed. At last, I could see the bone of his skull, and his crying was starting to get weaker. I decided it was time to end it, hacking through his neck until his head fell off. I finished skinning the head, then took out a plastic grocery bag from my Panda Bear backpack and put the skull inside. I'd clean it later. I walked over to the girl and helped her up. She was shaking and crying from what she just witnessed, but managed to utter a thank you. I told her not to be so stupid next time, and then I said, go home or I'll think twice about saving you and kill you too. Her terrified gratitude turned instead to terrified, terror. She ran as fast as she could out of the alley. I cursed, looking down at my clothes. I hadn't planned on killing that day. I ruined one of my favorite outfits. Maybe I could get the stains out if I got home fast enough. I disregarded the plan to get a smoothie and sprinted home. I got most of the blood out of my jeans, but the shirt was so white that you could still tell blood was there once. After that, I hollowed out the skull, dropping the brain into a tank of formaldehyde where I kept all the other brains I haven't studied yet. Then I cleaned the bone with water and bleach and mounted it on a shelf that held only 2 other skulls, one of an elderly woman and one of a 10-year-old boy. I noticed the man's skull had a crack on the back towards the crown where he must have got hit by something or fell back onto concrete. It wasn't that bad, though. The house I'm in right now has a tool shed in the backyard. I just moved here a month ago and realized the shed would be a perfect operating room, so I've been cleaning it up and stuff. I've installed white tile and now I'm working on soundproofing it. I plan to take victims inside and play with them before I take their life. Too bad it's not finished yet, or Amy would be the first patient. Smile. Should be done in another 2 months at least? Maybe I can take a break from killing to have more time to work on the shed. Oh, can I really wait that long? I have to make Amy's murder extra fun to tide me over. I just realized I haven't eaten since breakfast. Facepalm. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. How could I forget? Probably because I was admiring a trichobezoar I found in a woman's stomach. So disgusting. The mere thought of eating hair is just... ugh. Well, I'm gonna go make some pasta. I've got an insatiable craving for pasta. Huggles!